What's up, everybody? With the highly anticipated Deadpool and Wolverine movie hitting theaters, we are crazy excited to partner with Marvel Unlimited for today's episode, as we count down the 10 best Deadpool and Wolverine team-ups in comics. That's right, my comic comrades. Before these two Marvel powerhouses teamed up for the big screen, they were figuring out how to live and fight together in the pages of Marvel Comics. Well, that's when they aren't raging out and brutally slicing and dicing each other, that is. Either way, the relationship between this dysfunctional duo has produced a bunch of amazing team-up stories that served as the inspiration for their amazing love-hate relationship in the movie. And thanks to Marvel Unlimited, we're here to give you guys what we think are their 10 best team-up comics, so you can go read them for yourselves before and after the movie. However, this isn't a ranked list because they're all awesome, and we really recommend you read them all, which again, you can easily do on the Marvel Unlimited app. For those of you who may not be familiar with Marvel Unlimited, with over 30,000 titles that span Marvel's 80-plus year history, it is the ultimate library for Marvel Comics. It's actually one of the biggest tools we use for research on Marvel content here on Variant, including all the comic issues on our list in this episode. You could actually use our link in the description to get 30 days of access for free. Then you could download the app and bookmark or read the Deadpool and Wolverine issues we talk about in today's show. We'll also show you more about the Marvel Unlimited app and how we use it in just a bit. For now, let's get this party started with Deadpool and Wolverine's best team-ups in comics. Kicking off our list is the first time these two maniacs teamed up in Wolverine Annual 1 from 1995. Written by Chris Golden with art by Ben Herrera, this issue gave us the Merc with the Mouth clashing with Wolverine in an explosive debut that did an incredible job of setting the stage for their legendary rivalry. The story starts off with Wolverine's old ally Maverick reaching out for help, because Dr. Westergaard and the villain Slayback have captured Deadpool and subjected him to brutal experiments to exploit his healing factor, aiming to develop a cure for the mutant-targeting legacy virus. However, up to this point, Wolverine's only encounters with Deadpool had been on the unfriendly side. But despite their past differences, Wolverine decides to rescue Deadpool at Maverick's request. Wolverine and Maverick infiltrate Westergaard's facility and eventually locate Deadpool, who has been enduring severe torture and experimentation. But despite his weakened state, Deadpool's healing factor allows him to join the fight, and the three of them battle their way out of the installation. We won't spoil it, but the story does a good job of laying the foundation of reluctant respect between the two, and a must-read if you want to explore Wolverine and Deadpool's dynamic. Continuing down the list, we have Wolverine Annual 1 from 1999, and the story called Crying Wolf by Mark Andreyko and Walter McDaniel. In the story, Wolverine and Deadpool face off against werewolves. You heard that right, werewolves. Essentially, the story starts with Wolverine trying to get a book signed by a young and popular author named Duncan Vess, which turns out to be a reluctant favor for Kitty Pryde, who likes the author's work. Anyway, while Wolverine is leaving the bookshop, he gets a whiff of Deadpool, who also happens to be there, except Deadpool was there because he was hired by the Council of Werewolves to kill the author. Needless to say, this provokes a violent disagreement between them. However, during their fight, they're both attacked by the werewolf Lycus, who was also hunting Duncan Vess. This causes the two to join forces to stay alive and maybe even save the hunted author in the process. In short, it doesn't get more fun than seeing Wolverine and Deadpool battle werewolves and then sort out their differences over a beer after it's all over. Continuing our scan through the Marvel Unlimited library, we have Deadpool issue 16 from 2008 by Daniel Way and Paco Medina, where Deadpool joins forces with Wolverine and the X-Men. With this team-up, we get to see Deadpool's chaotic nature alongside the more structured approach of the X-Men, which has become something of a staple for Deadpool because while he isn't technically a mutant, he has always been closely connected to the X-Men universe. Anyway, after the Scarlet Witch's spell significantly depowered the mutant population, the X-Men established a base on Utopia, and Deadpool saw an opportunity to join their ranks. So following Wolverine's suggestion and to prevent Deadpool from creating larger issues, Cyclops hesitantly agrees to make Deadpool a probationary member of the team. Shortly after, while Deadpool is trying to prove his value as an X-Man, Norman Osborn manipulates Ellis Kincaid, the father of the young mutant Mercury, into framing the X-Men as kidnappers. So to help the X-Men's public image, Deadpool stages an assassination attempt on Ellis in a crowded area, deliberately missing every shot to allow Wolverine to rescue Ellis in front of the cameras. It's ridiculous and hilarious and actually works in the end, restoring the X-Men's reputation and forcing them to realize that Deadpool's unpredictable tactics might be exactly what they need sometimes. This comic also really furthered the idea that Wolverine and Deadpool are the perfect odd couple, with lots of action, humor, and a surprising amount of heart. Up next, we have Wolverine Deadpool The Decoy from 2010, written by Stuart Moore with art by Sean Crystal, where Wolverine and Deadpool team up to take down an alien robot. After a malfunctioning Shi'ar stalker robot crashed on Earth while searching for the late Jean Grey, Wolverine realizes that he'll need help to take down this powerful alien machine, so he recruits Deadpool, whose regenerative abilities make him the perfect decoy. Essentially, Wolverine needs someone who can distract the stalker while withstanding its energy weapons. So he rips a page out of Deadpool's playbook with a plan that involves Deadpool dressing in one of Jean Grey's old Phoenix costumes to confuse the robot, while Wolverine attacks the robot's blind side. Not surprisingly, this results in really funny moments between them, along with some great action. Their team up and banter in this one, make it a must-read for fans of both characters. Rounding out the first half of our list, we have Uncanny X-Force issue 1 from 2010, written by the legend himself, Rick Remender, with amazing art by Jerome Pena. For real, this book looks beautiful. It also kicks off the longest team-up of Wolverine and Deadpool in one of the darkest, most intense X-Force runs ever. Not to mention Deadpool is rocking his gray X-Force suit, and it looks dope. Anyway, in this series, Deadpool joins Wolverine's X-Force strike team and unexpectedly becomes the team's moral compass after X-Force team member Phantom X killed a child clone of Apocalypse. Deadpool wasn't having it, and his protest displayed a surprising new depth to his character. At one point, he even risks everything to save Genesis, another teen Apocalypse clone. But throughout the series, Wolverine and Deadpool tackle some heavy-duty threats, including a deadly new brotherhood of evil mutants led by Wolverine's son Daken, along with moral dilemmas and epic battles that showcase the intense, complex partnership between Wolverine and Deadpool. It's definitely one you want to save to your Marvel Unlimited library. That's right, with the Marvel Unlimited app, you can create your own digital library of Marvel comics. In fact, like I mentioned earlier, nearly every one of the comics in today's episode can be found in Marvel Unlimited. So once you've downloaded the app and created your account, you could add them to your own customized library to easily access your issues in the future. You can even download them for quick access with or without Wi-Fi. But that's just the start. As a Marvel Unlimited member, you'll gain access to Marvel's vast and constantly expanding comic library, with more classic and newer issues being added every week, including new releases as soon as 3 months after they hit your local comic shop. The app is also very user-friendly and intuitive, so on the homepage, it'll give you weekly new editions and trending titles, as well as make recommendations based on your reading habits over time. But our favorite aspect of the Marvel Unlimited app is the incredible search features. When you tap the search button, you have the option to explore Marvel's massive library by series title, individual issues, specific characters, or by the collected work of a particular creator. Marvel's editorial team also assembles amazing reading guides to help navigate you through event reading orders, storylines, character must-reads, and more. We actually use the reading guides whenever possible, especially when we're trying to keep up with or research one of Marvel's bigger crossover events like Fall of X. As if that isn't enough, you can also follow specific titles and set notifications so you're notified as soon as the next issue in the series becomes available. The Marvel Unlimited Comic Reader also allows you to scan through all pages and read your comic in full page or smart panel view. Overall, there are a ton more tools and features, but to put it simply, if you're a comic fan, you gotta check out Marvel Unlimited for yourself. Use our link in the description along with the promo code VARIANT30 to get 30 days of access to the full library right now, and then download the app from the App Store or Google Play so you could start reading. Again, just click the link in the description. Now let's jump to the next Deadpool and Wolverine team up on our list, and that is Deadpool, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly from 2012. Written by Jerry Dugan and Brian Posehn with art by Declan Shalvey. This epic 5-issue arc, which starts in Deadpool 15, is a more serious and emotionally charged story where Deadpool teams up with Wolverine and Captain America to stop an evil scientist named Butler who is exploiting Deadpool's genes to create hybrid super soldiers with the powers of the X-Men. Things get even darker when Deadpool learns Butler has captured his lost love Carmelita and their daughter Ellie. And when he gets to Butler's prison camp, he finds Carmelita among the dead in a mass grave, leading Deadpool to believe his daughter was also gone. Needless to say, Deadpool loses it and Butler doesn't live long. But the standout here is the powerful bond formed between Wolverine, Deadpool, and Captain America as they share their grief and loss. Next up, we have Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan from 2017, written by Declan Shalvey with art by Mike Henderson. This series kicks off an epic, humorous clash between Deadpool and the older alternate reality version of Wolverine. The story begins with Old Man Logan on a mission to locate Maddie, a powerful young mutant with dangerous teleportation abilities. As Logan tracks her down, he bumps into Deadpool, and to no one's surprise, the two end up fighting. However, they quickly realize they need to team up to protect Maddie from Genform Enterprises, a nefarious weapons company looking to exploit her abilities. In the end, while Maddie doesn't turn out to be as innocent as they thought, this story has a lot of great moments. And come on, who doesn't want to see Deadpool fight against and alongside Old Man Logan? Continuing our list, we have Deadpool Batter Blood issue 1 from 2023, written by Rob Liefeld and Chad Bowers, with Rob Liefeld handling the art duties as well. This awesome follow-up to Deadpool Bad Blood features some great team-up moments across the board. The short version is, after we learn that Department H transformed Wade Wilson's high school best friend into the superhuman assassin Thumper, Deadpool is forced to once again team up with Wolverine and Cable to stop Thumper from creating an army of super soldiers. Very few can write and draw a great Deadpool story like Rob Liefeld, and as a result, this series is full of great moments. For one example, at one point, Deadpool and Wolverine team up with Venompool and a nearby Spider-Man to rescue Cable and Thumper from Dr. Van Strutten, the mad scientist responsible for Thumper's powers. In short, Deadpool Batter Blood is a ton of fun with intense action and witty banter, and also gives us the first appearance of Shatterstorm, so yeah, That's a keeper. Okay, we only have 2 more Deadpool and Wolverine team-ups to go, with Wolverine issue 20 coming up next in the second to last spot. This team-up story, written by Ben Percy with art by comic legend Andy Kubert, takes place after Marvel's mutants form their own nation on Krakoa. Also, Wolverine is forming his own X-Force squad, and Deadpool is desperate to join the party on both fronts. So he starts looking for ways to impress the leaders of Krakoa and earn entry into the mutant nation, while also hoping to convince Wolvie to let him be part of X-Force. And though Deadpool's method of helping is often highly questionable, in this case he actually stumbles into a serious plot by the CIA and Danger, the sentient physical manifestation of the software program used in the Danger Room at the X-Mansion. You see, Danger had been producing cybernetic X-Men replicas for the government in return for her robotic daughter. So after a ton of really funny verbal and physically violent back and forth between them, Wolverine is forced to team up with Deadpool once again to take down Danger's Wolverine replicas. In the end, Wolverine also does invite Deadpool to join his X-Force, which kicks off a number of other great comic stories featuring the two, but this story is just gold. And the final entry on our list of the best Deadpool and Wolverine team-ups is actually a 3-part series that just wrapped up called Deadpool and Wolverine WW3. The story is written by Joe Kelly, with Adam Kubert returning to the pencils, and it has lots of old-school Deadpool vibes. It's super bloody and a very fun addition to the long-standing crazy relationship between these two characters. To sum up the book's premise, the best there is once again has to partner up with the Merc with the Mouth to take on a new mysterious villain called Delta, who by the look of him could have come from the same Weapon X program they did. Either way, the first 2 issues of the series are already available on Marvel Unlimited, and the 3rd and final issue is available now on comic shelves. But remember, you could follow this series on your Marvel Unlimited app and set it to be notified once the final issue is uploaded to the library. It's the best. Anyway, that closes out the list for our favorite Deadpool and Wolverine team-ups in comics, and as you can see, they clearly set the stage for everything we're now getting between these 2 fast-healing heroes. You could especially see inspiration for the style of back-and-forth banter and the endless violent confrontations, combined with an emotional relatability between the 2 of them in the Uncanny X-Force, the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and the Deadpool vs. Old Man Logan titles. However, whether it's on the pages of the comics or larger than life in the MCU, the odd couple buddy cop gone bad relationship between these 2 Marvel heroes is among the most entertaining in all of fiction. Full stop. But before we wrap up, we want to thank Marvel Unlimited for partnering with us to create this episode for all of you. Once again, if you're a Marvel Comics fan, you absolutely want to download and check out Marvel Unlimited for yourself. We use it almost daily, and I promise you'll love the features and guides so much you will find yourself reading a lot more comics. Just click our link below to download the app and sign up. And when you do, come back and let us know what your favorite features and newly discovered titles are. In fact, once you get done reading all the Deadpool and Wolverine team-up issues in today's episode, let us know which of them is your favorite as well. Other than that, we'll see you next time when we talk about all things comics.